Back in 2015, when I started medically transitioning, my former pastor, Stevenson, had contacted his cisgender male counterparts that were in ministry to have them ask me if I was sure that I wanted to transition. And I was very offended by him doing so because I had already done the work. I had spoken with a psychiatrist and all these different things to help me navigate this pivotal point in my life. And at this point, I had already started hormones, already plotting my name change, getting things together for me, and further navigating how it would come out to my family, how I would present to the church. And throughout the time of me serving him in ministry, he would always throw up my transition in my face, and he would weaponize my mental health as if I was causing problems in the ministry. And he would have his times to where he would let it be. But then in other times, when he was trying to impress other people, he would use me as a scapegoat as to why the ministry was not functioning. He would get other members in the church to antagonize me. And it got to the point to where, as everyone else had left and the church had shut down in 2021 because of a bishop that he allowed in that caused harm to not only myself and other people, he then started going in areas to where it was not LGBT friendly ministries. And he would have conversations about me without me being privy to them. He would often tell me, well, I'm going to go to this church this Sunday just to check it out. You stay at home, do what you got to do, go running, or if you want to do some deliveries, as I was working for a delivery service at the time. But I then began to recognize in visiting these different churches, he had already had conversations about me demeaning my transness, demeaning me as if I was a problem. And I was not the problem. It was actually Maurice that was the problem because he was a trash leader. And it took one night me receiving a false prophecy from a pastor in Baltimore. He comes to me during service and says, God loves you as you are. And I knew then that that prophecy was to try to make me detransition. And it was at that moment I knew I'm not dealing with this BS anymore. So as everything began to fall apart with the Citadel, I ended up just moving on and just hanging out with another bishop that he had me hanging out with. And I'm going to tell the story about what happened with that bishop as well. And then push comes to shove to where I completely divested from the church because I then knew that this man was having conversations about me that were harmful to me and harmful to my transition. And it did nothing for me. And it was funny to me that he was doing all of this because he himself was a part of the LGBT community, but also I would see the suits that he would get. And they would have these little pleats, like you have a skirt pleat on the side of them. And I would see embellishments that gave me the impression that he really wanted to wear dresses. And I felt like at some point he was in competition with me. I did a video earlier about a red dress that he had an issue with for some odd reason. And that led me to believe that he was jealous of my transition and possibly jealous at the attention that I was getting from some of the men that he thought should be attracted to him. And I'm sharing this to say, don't let anyone dissuade you from your transition. I don't care if they're a spiritual leader or who. If you are surrounded by people who are constantly trying to make you second guess yourself, leave them alone and leave them where they're at. Because a lot of times those people, they really don't have your best interests at heart. But because a lot of times you are the ride to the events that you all frequented, they're going to keep you around, but they're going to try to make you fit into their box. Don't do that for anybody. If anyone puts you and your well being at risk, especially when it comes down to your personhood, you need to completely excommunicate them for your life. You are worthy and you deserve love and acceptance just like anybody else. So live, love, and be free. Comment below. I love you. Thank you.